Oh man, I forgot to do the look at me camera. Let's see. Add camera. I gotta add the look at me camera. I'm sorry, I should have had this shit figured out. So we'll add that to the stream. So, hey everybody. Hey, I just got out of the shower and I put lotion on. I look kind of shiny. So it's Friday night and I'm at home. But so we're gonna draw a cover. It's not gonna be too complicated. It's just one guy. But I figured I might as well go ahead and knock this out because the Tampon Man comic may make the $5,000 mark, and at $5,000, I'm supposed to do another cover. So that is what I'm getting ready to do. I should have put it in the comments. What's up, bro? Cameron says. Things are going well. I don't know, are things going well or just things not going bad? I don't know. But thank you for inquiring. All right, so let's switch back to this guy. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that look at me camera and just completely remove it. Stop camera. Maybe that will help us keep a less choppy stream. A less choppy stream. So here we go. You can see it with my, let's see, I'll turn off this light and you can see it better. So that's what I do is I draw it on, I draw it and then I flip it backwards, turn the white side down, and then turn a light on underneath so I can see where I'm going to be. So that's what we're doing. If you see that, just wanted to show that in case any artist wanted to. I'm happy and excited for you and the success of the Kickstarter. Well, thank you, Cameron. I'm excited to be doing it. I'm excited that you're a part of it. I can't wait for the cover. It's a fantastic idea. Clearly, people are interested in it. So I hope you, like I said, Cameron, this is going to be my do you poo. I'm going to have all sorts of stuff going on. So I'm not going to let you know the full idea for what this cover is supposed to be, because I'm going to take this into my editing software, and then that's where I'm going to make the necessary changes to have this cover be what I want it to be. And I don't want to ruin the complete surprise. You know, maybe we get, you know, to the $5,000 mark and everybody wants to be like, oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? I could just be making that shit up. But I mean, I could just be delusional is what I'm saying. But we'll see. So this cover that we're drawing now will not look exactly the same as how it's presented as we're drawing it, I promise. So there'll always be like a little element of surprise. But I just finished watching Looper again. I forgot how good that movie was. I mean, just the concept alone was cool, and then I forgot that Emily Blunt was in it. All right, so let's go ahead and do these eyeballs the right way. I don't want to have any kind of, let's figure out a size that will work. So we'll use this size here. What I like to do for his little cockiness, I'll put it right in the halfway point. So that way I know that just the right amount of eyeball is showing. And then so we'll go down a size. Whoops. Maybe we'll go down this many sizes for the eyeball. That's a far away from us. It should look okay. We'll see. All right, now we'll turn off the light. And the eyes are a little crooked, but whatever. Yeah, it was good, Cameron. I knew that I had liked it the first time that I had seen it, but I didn't realize, like, since I'm always learning more about storytelling and acting, and I find myself wanting to like deconstructing and reconstructing things that I see and looking at them with different eyeballs than maybe I watched it with the first time. Like, I have new information about how to interpret things. So sometimes when I rewatch stuff, I'll rewatch it just to be like, all right, well, what is this going to be knowing what I know now? Because I didn't know this stuff when I watched it the first time. So I'm just really going, if anyone's watched me for any amount of time, you know that I like to have my black lines black, because I want my originals to almost look like prints with how clean and finished they are. I know that I could take this into Photoshop or Clip Studio and make it as dark as they needed to be, but my heart really feels better when the piece looks almost exactly the same way it does when I send it to the colorist. And there we go. So now we got those heavy lines in there. We'll come in here. We'll so that's the little shine. There we go. I'll bring this guy in, fill in a little bit. This is my Tombow. This is the blue Tombow pin. There we go. So now we'll come in and just try to, I forgot this when I was doing my last cover. I forgot that his bandana is like red instead of black. So the last one I did was done a little bit incorrectly. Not that it'll make any difference. It'll be colored red, so. Yeah, so I can't tell you what this is going to be, but there's I have to color it or I have to do this a certain way, knowing what my end product should look like, or how I will render it in the software. So there's certain things I need to do to try to pull off Feels like a Ninja Turtle headband right now. So let me make sure that I have the, all right, so I need to make sure that there's a distinct, like a noticeable, to help sell this corner. And I needed to remember where it was. Let's go with a 3 and see what we can do with this 3. Yeah, it's Friday night, so I figure it's just going to be nobody watching, but I'll do it anyway. Probably should have pulled his mouth up closer, but I'm at work, so I got you and smacked it. Oh yeah, I got to make sure I'm done by 10 o'clock so that I can make my AEW. Well, I hope you have a nice quiet day at work. If I'm guessing that would be a good thing. Been kind of slow day on the Kickstarter though. I think I've had 2 backers today. I was like, hey man, it's Friday. Maybe some people get paid. Yeah, my client is asleep, so it should be, oh, well, that's good. Well, yeah, and AEW has a pay-per-view tomorrow, so this will be the last little ditch effort to try to get people to, although I don't know if usually the rampages on Friday night are not live. They're usually pre-recorded. But with this being a pay-per-view weekend, I'm not sure if that's the case this time. So we'll see. He's got some big pearly chompers. Oh, Survivor Series War Games is, oh, next Saturday. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, WWE has not fully won me back. And I don't know what it will take. Like, I just, excuse me. I gotta make sure I like this song. I love this song. I hope it's on my playlist. See, it wasn't. Good thing I added it. Yep, I was hoping maybe the Kickstarter will get some traction this weekend. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just happy that people seem to be enjoying just the concept. I think I've added a whole bunch of undue pressure to myself because a lot of people are saying, oh man, I can't wait. This is great. This is great. And I don't know. I've never had anyone say really that they've enjoyed my writing. So I don't know if I just don't want to be, I don't know. I'm just scared. I'm scared that people will get the book and be like, oh, this could have been so good. But it's not. Oh, there's the fingerprints we were waiting for. I'm really excited for War Games. It's been an amazing breath of fresh air having Triple H at the control, and it's changed now to Vince is retired. Oh, well. It says, oh, well, you should really check it. No, I pop in and I watch recap shows, but I don't sit down for 3 hours on Mondays and be like, oh, man, I can't wait. Like, they don't have me for the 3 hours like they used to. I still kind of stay aware of what's going on, but I don't, it's not must see for me like it used to be. Like for me, like I will intentionally not do things on Wednesday so that I don't miss Dynamite. And it used to be the same way. It used to be the same way for Raw, but now it's not. All right, so we're gonna have to make some decisions here. I gotta do this. One of the things that I struggle with is long lines. They're intimidating. I'm just not. Yeah, long lines are not, if I'm doing them, they're usually pretty wobbly. They're not very straight, or they're pretty thick because I had to thicken the lines up to get rid of the wobbles. Yeah, fucking wobbles. Look at that shit. God dang it. So here comes the thick line that I was talking about. No, I know. I've tuned in for some of them. Some of the Triple H shows. Like if I'm doing something, I can have Raw in the background, but I'm halfway paying attention. I had somebody message me today and say, hey, where do these guys live? Do they call it the maxi pad? And I was like, oh shit, man, that's pretty good. I did not think of that. The maxi pad. Yeah, I did. I have to tell myself that I wrote this comic like 2 years ago. And people are just like, it's just now seeing the light of day, right? So I've almost forgotten what I've written in some of that stuff. So I had to read it today because I was making the digital stuff, and I wanted to make sure that and good thing I did figure out that I had the right one, because one of them was missing a word balloon completely. But I did catch that today. So that was, I didn't expect that. And I don't know what happened. I don't know why. It's a complete word bubble. The character has a word bubble, and there's nothing in it. And I was like, did my software mess up? What happened? And I looked back at my original file, and that word bubble is blank as well. But luckily, I looked at the file that I was emailed from the letterer, Nikki Fox robot, and just somehow it got deleted on my end, so I could re-download it, and it was appropriate. You know, it was all taken care of, and I thought, oh wow, that's awesome. And what's weird is I'm usually not the guy that double checks his work, or like I'm just, oh, I've already thought about this, it should be okay. I normally am not a double checker guy. So just happened to be at the right place at the right double check time. That's a pretty sly looking face. And during the day today, I did think of another cover I want to do. I know that my competition on the Kickstarter market does a lot of booby stuff. So I was like, how can I do booby stuff? How can I do booby stuff and still keep it, you know, true to what I'm doing? So I came up with an idea that I think I'm going to implement. Just, it'll be down the road. So that's fun. I just had the idea and it was like, cool. What I find awesome and interesting is you do this in just a mouth in just a month or so earlier. Yeah, I know it's kind of similar, but he said his sperm wars thing he's been doing since he was in the Army or something. And that's honestly about probably when I got out of the Army in 2002. It's about the time that Jake had cooked up this whole idea. And what's weird is that with the weekend I bought the rights back to TamponMan and Applicator Boy, I was doing a signing at Izzy's, and I told them there, I was like, hey guys, check this out. I just bought the rights back to TamponMan and Applicator Boy. And it was me and Anna and Rich Davis. I'm not sure if Dietrich was there. Feels like there was more people there. I don't know. But at that time, I was also not confident in my writing ability. So I tried to recruit Rich Davis to co-write it with me. I was like, hey, Rich, because I had said it out loud while we were eating dinner. And he had just, you know, popped off really big with the Cult of Dracula. and he really liked the idea / pitch of TamponMan and Applicator Boy. And I was like, oh my God, this guy has one of the top selling books right now. And he says he likes my idea. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. Then do you want to work on it with me? And he was all like, yeah. And it came time to put up or shut up. He was too busy or didn't return my calls or whatever. And I reached out to a couple of writers, if I remember correctly, to help me with this, because I wasn't confident. I wasn't confident in what I was able to do. And I couldn't get anyone to help me. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just hire an editor. And the editor's job is to help, right? So maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll hire an editor and he'll help guide me through the story, because I'll hire someone that's familiar with comics and done a lot of stuff. And so I hired an editor, and that was probably the biggest waste of money, because that person didn't want it. That person just didn't give a shit about what I was doing. And when I turned it in for him to look at, it was just like, looks good to me. I'm like, motherfucker, give me my money back. Hey, Steve, what's up, man? Thank you for coming by, checking it out. Uh-oh, text message from somebody. Let's see what my brother has said. My brother's in China right now, so it is 8:30 in the Moan over there. He says, I'm digging every aspect of this, man. Great work. This is going to be hit. So the reason he's commenting like this is because I just sent my brother the file for this comic book, and it's one of the ones where you can like turn the page, like you actually move the mouse and the page turns over and it's set up like a real comic. And so that was fun for me to put together, because when you use the printer I'm using, their proof that they let you look at is a file that has like pages that can turn. And then you have the ability to copy a URL and share that same file with anybody who has the URL. So I sent that URL to my brother, and he's just getting up in China and talking about how much he's enjoying looking at the book. But I'm liking this. This is coming out like I want it. And then what's cool is I will have these originals to sell, at shows or whatever. So someone can have the original cover art that I did. Because I've got the original A cover that Chris Goings did. I've got that framed up on the wall over there. No one's getting that one from me. No one is getting that from me, but I also have, so here's the thing. So the agreement I made with Chris when I hired him to do this book was that he works traditionally, so that means there's going to be physical art. I was like, well, you give me half the pages. So when he's done, so when he was done, he sent me half the pages that he worked on. So that means that he still has the ability to sell half the pages of the book himself. So if you see Chris Goings at a show, you might be able to snag a couple of pages. I don't know what he's asking for them. So if you didn't get any pages on my Kickstarter, because I think I only put up like 9 or 10 pages on my Kickstarter, and I think almost all of them have been scooped up. Have been scooped up, scoop potatoes, scoop potatoes. Oh, I know this one's got to be having a thumbs up. No, really, give it to me. Bad Girl by Daya. This one really doesn't require much lighting, but I'm going to do it anyway. So Cameron and Steve, if this does what I want it to do, as far as like the Kickstarter, we can think about what this story will look like as a motion comic. That'll be like the next thing that I put into motion, because I think I know enough people that would help me with the voices and stuff. And then we would just put it up on YouTube. It wouldn't be a Kickstarter or anything. It'd just be, or maybe what I should do is just hold on to it until it's time to drop the next Kickstarter for TamponMan, and I will use it like as a hype video. But that could be a while. I may not want to, I may be too impatient for that. I may be too impatient for that. Yeah, it sounds awesome. And yeah, I'd use it for the next Kickstarter. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I didn't think about that till just now. I mean, I'll at least time it so that when you watch the video on YouTube, it'll say, hey, in 2 weeks or whatever, the next Kickstarter comes out. So that way it can at least serve some sort of purpose. Everything needs to serve a purpose. I have 2 new Bumble matches. Oh my gosh. 2 new Bumble matches. That's 2 more people that will ignore me. So let's see. There we go. We're getting closer. We're almost done. Like I told you, this is not going to be a short one. Gonna be a short one. Fingerprints, fingerprints, fingerprints. All right, let's go ahead and do this stuff over here. So where did I say the light's coming from that side? So. It must get kind of boring watching these and then just see me do the same lines over and over, just with thicker and thicker, whatever. You're like, come on, man. We just saw you do that already. Like, do something cool. I guess I'm a little OCD in my technique. Like I just I have to do it this way or it doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. There we go. If this takes off, which I hope so. Well, I do. I mean, it's not hard. I have some ideas that I would like to. It will not be hard. The only thing that I think will change is I will. It took me a long time to get the work back from Chris Goings, the artist. And I didn't realize that he was going to be coloring them as well. And so it took forever. So the next time we do a project on this guy, it'll be Chris will do the lines and then I'll hire someone else to do the colors, or I'll do the colors myself or whatever. But to speed up the process, like I need to get the book faster. Chris told me he could have the book done in, I think, 3 months. And then he had like work issues and other issues started to come up. And I was like, well, shit, man. Like it was just holding up the process. And I don't want to find myself in a position. So the book actually took like an extra, several more. It took a lot more months to come out. And that pushed back my production schedule because it was supposed to come out like this time last year. But I had the Kara Prime stuff that I had to, because I had already made promises to some of the contributors to the Kara Prime stuff. I was like, hey, it'll come out. And I couldn't go back on my word, but I didn't give my word to anybody on TamponMan and Applicator Boy. So that was completely, I could postpone that as much as I needed to. But yeah, so moving forward, when we do more of them, Chris will just be in charge of doing the lines for the pages and setting up the page stuff. Take a little bit off his plate. Not that I don't mind what Chris did. I need it to come through faster. I think you guys will be happy with the finished product. I know I am. I'm really excited with how it came out, because since I don't have what it takes, like I don't have the skill set to do like panel layouts and stuff like that. And it was really fun to just watch Chris just boom, knock it out with very little hand holding. And Chris I don't think Chris had done a full comic book either. So this was his first time, but he was definitely more comfortable doing page stuff than I would have been. So when I got the work back from Chris, there was minimal amount of adjustments I had to make. And most of the adjustments that I made to Chris's work were shit balls. God dang, man. Most of them were just coloring issues. There was only like one that I can remember that the letterer didn't have enough room. Like Chris didn't leave enough room for the letterer to work. So I had to make an adjustment, and I had to switch 2 panels just so the story worked better. And see, to me, that's the kind of shit that's what the fuck the editor should have caught. Like, the editor was such a fucking giant waste of money. If I could have that money back. Or, you know what, like, what they don't tell you when you're doing comics and stuff is even though someone says like, oh, I'll be a part of your project, and you're like, oh man, I'd really love to have you as a part of my project, and you don't want to say it out loud, but you're like, all right, well, when the time comes for us to fucking hype this up, I would appreciate you like helping do that. I mean, that should be like, I feel like that should be a given. I shouldn't have to fucking say that. And then you see those same people hyping up other projects that they're involved with. So that's basically rubbing their fucking dick in my face, saying, I told you I took your money and worked on your project, and I also took these guys' money, but I like them more than you, so I'm going to talk about their shit. And I'm going to tag myself, and I'm going to do all of this shit. And it just, like, fuck, man. Why did you take the job? I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bitter. I've been trying to really hold my tongue and not say anything, because I'm not trying to make any waves. I'm not trying to anti so-and-so or whatever, but golly, man. Then I've hired a couple of people to do covers for various projects. And, oh shit. And I know that that's a work for hire thing, but it's still, they know the game. They know the game that we're in. And you'd want them to at least like respond to tags when they're tagged in the post of the project that they helped with. But no. I almost made a post today on Facebook. I caught myself and thought better of it, but man, I really just want to stop giving a shit about trying to be inclusive and include other people, because either they don't seem to care or they're just using you, and they're all take and no give is what I mean. Like they're like, and I'm not a big fan of that. And even if you're not taking from me, like, I don't mean like me specific shit, man. That's fucking all off. I'll see myself helping somebody out, and then I don't see them helping me back, but I also don't see them helping anybody else back. Like, that just seems... That's just not how I want to do business. I don't know. Fucking wobbly ass line we gotta get rid of. Shit. What's weird is that I don't think these lines are going to even be visible with the way that I'm thinking about doing the cover. But like I said, I want my original to be just as cool to display. All right, we're getting close to finished, man. What are we, an hour into this thing? Where does it say my time? I don't know. Doesn't it fucking say the time somewhere? Oh, yeah, 58 minutes. But yeah, so there's future books coming. I really didn't catch myself when I made this book. And there's a significant... lack of female characters, and I think that would be fun. Like, I didn't do that on purpose, but it was pointed out to me, and I was like, oh shit, you know what, I'll clean that up next time. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is a book about tampons, of course we're not going to have women in it. Like, I didn't do that. But it does feel like it could have been done on purpose, so I don't want to. I'm just wondering how many people, like the letterer and all the people that were involved, will they come back? Like, now that they've seen it, because most of them came on like sight unseen. So I'm wondering if they'll come back to the project. Which I hope they do. I liked working with everybody there. All right, here we go. Some more long lines. Now, obviously, this isn't right, so we need to make sure that this is kind of... You never want to push. See how that looks. Yeah, that looks like Max Heavyflow to me. Max Heavyflow. So when I originally thought of these ideas and these names, like I was still being very much influenced by the Jackass generation. So my wrestling name and my we did stunt stuff too. We did pranky stuff, and my name during that time period, and my rap name, I believe. Yeah, my rap name was Tommy 12 Packs because I drank a lot, and I wanted a name that was similar in cadence to Johnny Knoxville. So Johnny Knoxville, Tommy 12 Packs. Like it just, and it felt, smart. So when I came to naming this guy, like I wanted something to kind of, Tommy 12 Packs and Max Heavyflow. Like it's just like two name, like that last name is two things. That's not even. But I think we're just going to take the legs all the way off the bottom. Just take them off. All the way off the panel. All right, gentlemen, this is it. We are finished. So now I'm just going to scan this in and take it into Photoshop and wait for us to hit $5,000 on the Kickstarter. After today's like only 2 backers, like I hope that we get some payday money coming in today. But rest assured that even if we don't get this in the $5,000 mark, you'll see it at some point down the road, I promise. Some point down the road, I promise. So thank you all. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there and don't work too hard. Stay creative, be good people, and check out TamponMan.com and back to Kickstarter. All that good stuff. Yeah, Cameron, I know. We'll see what happens. Appreciate it. Y'all be good.